All right. Guess we in here like swimwear. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Let's get it on and poppin'. What's good? What's good? What's good in the hood and all that humming. Man. Oh snap. This is nice. I just realized something. Move some things out the way. Gonna sit and chill for a second. Hopefully some people will join in. If not, I guess I'll just be sitting here talking to myself, and then this will be a whole lot more brief than what we think. We'll see. But let me go ahead and share this with the peeps. Oh, they good. Hamana. Why does this have that picture up there, though? That is crazy. I don't know why it has that picture up. I'm going to have to delete this one. I know, right? It's always something. It's always something with me. I promise. I apologize for that, y'all. But we will make things look a little bit better as we move around with this. Why is it that? I swear I don't know why it has that because I used a different thumbnail. I wonder if I can change. Can I change it while I'm? Can I change the thumbnail during this? Yeah, let me see. Go here, edit. Oh yeah, right here. Boom. That's why. Change it. Damn. Changed it to. Yeah, should not be using that. Should be using this one. And it should be on there. Okay. Got that. That. Oh, we're just gonna leave that alone. All right. I think the rest of this. Oh, I thought we did all that. Gotta make sure I get this thing going right there. Hope everyone is having a great and good Friday evening. And if you all do tune in and chime in and hang with your boy right now, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all giving me a little bit of your time, a little bit of your day, because so I will do my best to make this entertaining and as interactive as possible, so that way we can all kind of join in on the fun. But yeah, it's just a couple conversations I wanted to have with some people, because namely one, the conviction that came down. So it's like so I put out the show, and this is my fault. So I put out the show on, instead of putting it out on Wednesday, had some things that was going on, put it out on Thursday, and it just so happens while I'm putting the show out or getting it together to put out, freaking conviction comes down. I'm like, I didn't think it was gonna come down that fast, to be quite honest. So, so that's on me for guessing incorrectly, I guess you could say, when it came to what was going to be, or what the verdict was going to be, and how quickly it would come down. But anyway, there was that. So I wanted to kind of talk about the nuance that's taken place since then, and kind of what it all means, or at least what I've learned so far, because I'm not going to sit here and say I haven't done an exhaustive amount of research, but I've done a little bit of research, looked into some things, looked up some things, and just wanted to kind of share what this means for the political landscape, as well as some other crazy stories I came across that I thought people might want to take a look at. So I wanted to share those as well because it can't all be about politics in here. Because hell, last time we was talking about the state of Black America, and then Risa Tisa, and so it's a mixed bag here at Ask A Blackman, you dig? But again, I appreciate y'all checking me out. Let's see. Mm. Um. Okay, got that. That is done. Now I just need to go about sharing this with some peoples and all that good humana and stuff. And things and stuff and things and things and stuff and things. You recommend what? Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I guess I did it. Let's see what we've got in here. See, since ain't nobody here, I can just act a fool right now. I'll try not to, because I'm sure people will look at this a little bit later and, you know, at their leisure, and I don't want to waste your time. But most likely, I'll say we're 6 minutes in. I'll really get going at about 10 minutes. So I'll say that right now. So I'll make sure I put that into the comments, into the description, so we'll have chapters and things. You just say that I really get started talking at about 10 minutes in. But to that end, let me do this. Refresh this. There we go. Now I can share this. Okay. Got that out there. Go here. Say. All right. Put that out there. And then we'll do the other thing. Do I have? I'm sure I thought I had. Where did I put my phone? Okay, so let's do this. Turn the volume off. I don't want it to inadvertently make noise during the broadcast here. Shout out to this Bellini I'm drinking on. Big ass Bellini. Okay. I don't like that. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I'm sure I'm right at 10 minutes right now. So all right, here I come. Yeah, I got it. All right, we'll take that. Take that. All right, so now I can do this. Okay, we've got that. And then we'll take that and do this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody getting a phone call. Mm-hmm. Gotta make sure the people know. You dig? So I never want folks to be like, you didn't tell me. I sit very still. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to make sure that I don't make any sudden movements that might maybe look crazy. So I'd rather look rather look still and look crazy this way than look still or look crazy because I'd make some weird move. You dig? Anyway, I appreciate that. Thank you much. Yeah. I promise. I said this was gonna be fast, but of course, nothing I do is fast. Pause. Um, but some things you don't want to be fast, and you can take that however you want that to go. But some things you just don't want to be. You don't want to be fast. You know what I'm saying? Some things you want to take your time. You dig? And I'll just leave it at that because this is a family show. We want to make sure that we're keeping it PG over here or as best I can. I may let a swear word out, but I don't think they're I don't think it's gonna kill things too much. You know what I'm saying? Or I should say, put me under the table if I'm doing it out there. I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, that's it. All right. So, what is good? What is good? Let me see what's happening. See if anybody has joined in this month. I did get one message, so I guess I get at least one person checking your boy out, which I appreciate. Let's get the thing moving. Excuse me, over here. Hey, it says there's two people in here. Check them out. What's good, two people? How are y'all doing? What's good? Tell me something about yourselves. What won't you No, you ain't got to do all that. But I appreciate you joining in and checking out your boy. And, taking a little bit of time out your day, again, as I said earlier, to, just check out and see what I even got to say, right? So I will do my best to keep this brief. But I know I can be a bit loquacious. So if I start getting like very litigious or whatever in my speech, then y'all just let me know and be like, hey, bruh, too much. Back it up. Get to the point. I will gladly truncate my speech and get it right there. But let's go ahead and get some formalities out the way first and foremost. So, without further ado, this is the Blackman Show, a place where we can dissect the news with a little bit of 7 cents. So please, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like, hit that subscribe. And I would like to let you all know that this just happens to be my 100th video. So I didn't even know. I just happened to be looking. I'm like, oh, snap. This is my 100th video right now. So yeah, so I'm a little bit happy about that. I'm kind of excited, you know, little pat on my back, little small achievement for your boy. Long way to go and all that, but I am happy about the fact that I am at or the 100th show, and we're doing it live, so that's a good thing. So yeah, so if you're feeling your boy, put in 100 in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Just keep the 100s going. This is the 100th episode, so just keep putting the 100s into the comment section. I think that'll be a great thing. Anyway, but I am your boy Seven Blackman. I hail from Chicago, Illinois. I live in Kansas City right now, but you know, we ain't got to get into all of that. But just know that you know, that's the situation as it currently sits. And if you are feeling some of the merch, some of the things that your boy has in store that I would like to wear, such as this shirt here, you can go to theblackmanshow.com and get yourself one of these or one of our nice t-shirts, sweatshirts, and all that other good stuff. We got some mugs. We got some good stuff. So check that out. But again, how is everybody doing? I hope you're having a good start to your weekend. If you got weekend plans, what you got going on? Well, I know my wife is about to hit them streets in a little bit, even though it's raining right now. Well, not today, not tonight. I don't think so. Well, we'll see. But I know tomorrow there's something that's supposed to be popping off. So we're gonna see what kind of what there's a concert that's coming to town. So we'll see what that's gonna look like for. But now this week's drink. By the way, speaking of beautiful things, my wife, not the drink. This week's drink is a very big Bellini, like I said, made by the beautiful and talented Miko, found at shotsbymiko.com, creating your custom carefree drink experience. And now, I want you to know that they're offering like all kinds of services or whatever to get your event squared away. She and her team can help handle all the drink and beverage need services for your corporate, private, or public event. They have bartenders, they got mixology and bartending classes in person and online. And they got some dope drink kits and all that stuff. And they can do like drink flavor options as well. So all that stuff. So look, they got let's see, I want to say they'll also do the drink. They'll bring the drink experience to your home, as well as to your, like I said, to your public and private event and all that stuff. So much more. Go to shotsbymiko.com today and get yourself a quote for your next event. And I also would like to add that Shots by Miko just happens to be nominated currently for the Kansas City People's Choice Awards for the best bartender in Kansas City. And there are previous year's winner as well. So there's a track record of success here that, that is unfounded. So I encourage you all again to check out Shots by Miko. I really wish I did this yesterday so I could encourage y'all to, vote as your heart directed you to for my wife. Because I hope that's apparent at this point that is my wife, and I need, my wife needs all the votes that she can get, and because competition is kind of stiff this year. We want to make sure that she gets the representation I believe she deserves. Anyway, so without further ado, I wanted to get into a couple things. I want to share with you all a couple things that I was looking at over these here internets and interwebs and all that humming stuff. And what I have here is, let's see if I can get it to share. Is it going to share? I think it's going to share. Oh, wait, I guess I should go into the right. If I go into the right thing, then No share. Well, at least I think it'll share. It should share. Hopefully it does. All right. So now, first thing we got. So I think y'all saw this viral video that's going around with this guy who was he was on his way to court, right? He's on his way to court, and he's driving while he's on his way to court, and it looks like it looks like the judge is giving him, has a little bit of patience for the young man as he is pulling his vehicle to the side, and but before I get into it too much, the young man's name is Corey Harris. He's 44. This is in Washtenaw County, Michigan. And I think I'll just let the video ride so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see, which one is it? I know I'm gonna mess this up.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Okay.
So, oops, my bad.
Mr. Harris.
So the man had some patience. You know what I'm saying? So the judge shows that he's got a little patience for him. He's, hey, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on right now? and brother says, hey, I'm pulling over. Let me pull over so I can talk to you and have the, do this court case thing that we're doing. Have the trial. And just for this to happen. Oh,
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving.
Okay. I think that pretty much sums it up right there. Suspended license, and you're on record driving by an officer of the court during your trial. You can't get more blatant than that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Well, I'm gonna just let it ride. I'm sorry. I apologize for being one of those people who cuts it off too much. Go ahead.
And he didn't have a license.
That is with the charges, Your Honor. Yes.
No, I'm looking at his record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Shout out to I'm the One for this.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
I'm sorry. I just gotta. And then the dude is just like what did you think? What did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen, Corey? Corey, what did you think was gonna happen right there? Like you had no reason to be driving. Like, I mean, okay, sure, you're going to the doctor's office or whatever, but dude, you had no real reason that you could justify in court. No legal justifiable reason. Like somebody's dying and you're the only person that's available to drive them to keep them from dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I don't know. If that's not the idiot of the week, or I guess last week, because I think that's when it actually took place. But still, if that's not the idiot of the week, I don't know who is. Oh, all right. I apologize. Sometimes I get a little carried away. And you know what? Real quick, the nerve of y'all put out the show yesterday. The nerve of y'all not to tell me. I didn't have on my backlight. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have my pillows fluffed right. Didn't have my yellow pillows fluffed right. You know what I'm saying? You like to have my a little bit of color pop on the side. Just a little bit of color pop. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just see, just a little pocket. Just a little color pocket. Little color pocket. Anyway. Anyway, let me keep moving. So, and that takes me to, so this was a video that was sent to me. Somebody sent me an inbox, actually asked me, excuse me, what I thought of this video that went viral. And it was a video of Vivica A. Fox, who was on the talk show Hoda and Jenna. And this is where the 59-year-old lady was talking about how she wants to date and is ready to settle down. Now, I will say, in my opinion, it seems like she's looking for. I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like at the point that she is right now, again, 59 years old, looking to date. I'm not saying that there are not people out there who's dating. I mean, I got a cousin right now who's in his mid 60s, and he's still dating. You know what I'm saying? He's out there active. You know what I'm saying? So I won't put it out there like, you know, it's impossible. But I don't think he's the type of guy that she would be looking for. If I'm being quite honest. And he's a great guy. He's a wonderful guy. Absolutely wonderful. But he's not the kind of guy I don't think that she would go for. You know, but anyway, let me go ahead and play the video so that way you guys can get an idea of what it is your boy Seven's talking about. Let me play this and play it for the big. Play it.
How's it going?
I'm wanting to date.
Yeah.
It's limited resources out there, right?
Yes.
Because I'm not getting on an app.
Why? You're just not into
I'm
it.
old fashioned. I'm like, I need to meet you and sparks happen and stuff like that, because I just believe people make up stories saying who and what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And
what are you looking for at this stage, this point?
A partner.
Yeah.
And when I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah.
Shout out to Press Play Media for that. But like, I don't. Let me go back. It's like, what? Okay. And I'm not trying to say anything about Vivica, because I don't know the lady. Let me first and foremost say that. I don't know that. I don't know the lady. I don't know entertainers or stars or anything like that. I got a couple of relatives who are kind of in that life a little bit. I got a couple of friends who do that on weekends. But for real, I don't know anybody that has a connection to Vivica. So let me just put that out there and just say that. So I don't know this lady. And honestly, to be quite honest, I don't really care too much about celebrities and stuff like. But I'd be lying if I'd say I don't notice how people are moving. I'd be lying if I say I didn't notice that, or I didn't notice like, oh well, like hey, now we've got new hair, or hey, now we look different, or now there's a different something's changed, or there's a heaviness, a new heaviness that's around, that abounds. Something like that. Like I noticed those things. So it's not, but at the same time, I'm not following celebrities' lives to get an idea of what they got going on. You know what I'm saying? I will say though, it's, again, to me, it sounds like she was just looking for a sponsor. It's not, because this is a woman who is talking about, wanting somebody who's going to allow her to go shopping. Well, ma'am, you're almost 60 years old. You ain't been shopping all this time? Like who? So to me, that what that really says to me is that she's looking to spend his money. You know what I'm saying? So that again. So sorry, cuz I think that excludes you. No offense, but again, and he makes great money, but I don't think he makes Vivica Fox worthy money. Whatever the heck that is. You know what I'm saying? So, but if it's like if you're really looking for a partner, then you're looking for someone to cooperate and work with. And I personally don't see Vivica as being somebody who is like that, or who works, or who even operates in that sort of realm. You know what I'm saying? like is Vivica Fox really somebody that you could say is wifey? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. When she was like, when she was, I mean, the 90s, early 2000s, like she was that. Some folks was like all over Halle Berry. Some folks was all over Toni Braxton. But that close third, if not second, was Vivica Fox. You know what I'm saying? She was that one. She was definitely that one for a minute. I apologize. And so looks wise. And so, but that's a sexiness thing. That's a, hey, ooh, she's, young man's desires. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what that is. But we don't know her. We don't know anything about her. And all I can say from what I've known of her is the characters that she's played. And most of the time when she's playing a character, she's like playing the same character. You know what I'm saying? She's playing some sassy know-it-all who don't need a man, or who knows better than the man, or getting over on the man. Like that's like the role that she always seems to have, in my opinion. So if that is just her being typecast, pigeonholed into some character that she really isn't, then that's one thing. But I think it's a whole other thing if that's who she actually is, which makes it so easy for her to play that role. So I don't know, but and again, so I'm guessing she's looking for a husband or something like that. And I think she was married at one time. She was married like back in, I think it was the late 2000s to some dude named 6ix9ine. It was his name was 6ix9ine. I remember 6ix9ine because I used to think it was Montel Jordan, because he was 6'8" or 6'9", something like that. And I used to think it was him. But he is an artist, but it's not Montel Jordan. It was another guy named 6ix9ine. I think that's his name. But yeah, so she was married to him, but that was only for like 4 years. But she ain't really had anything long term since then. She had like a 4-month thing with 50 Cent, and last I checked, she was trying to get that old thing back with him 17 years later. You know what I'm saying? And I think she's only been like chasing thugs and whatnot since then. In her youth. So while the guys who would love to be her partner now, would have liked to have access to her then, at a time when they could enjoy her youth, her beautifulness, her sexiness, as well as her partnership. But for whatever reason, the walls didn't, the lanes didn't align, however it works out. So I don't know. I just feel like, if I'm being honest, I think something close to what Kevin Samuels is kind of true, or what Kevin Samuels said is kind of true. And I know people don't like it. For some, as soon as you start mentioning Kevin Samuels, you just instantly divide the crowd. There's you said that. How dare you say that name? There's that little crowd. Then there's the other ones who are like, oh, well, at least if you hate him, you'll be like, well, let's hear what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? So there's some that don't want to hear anything when you hear say the name, and then there's others who are like, all right, let's see what you got. So, but I think there's something to what Kevin Samuels said when he was talking about how, like your best year, I won't say your best years, but youth-wise, sexiness-wise, prettiness-wise, what have you, those years are generally in your, early 20s, early 20s, early 30s, like between that frame of life or something like that, between your 20s and 30s. and things just kind of depending on how you keep it up, or how much plastic surgery you get done. Ain't that right, Vivica? Depending on how much plastic surgery, Botox injections you get done in your face, you can get the Joker look in no time. You know what I'm saying? You can do all that, but yes, but not to seem ageist or sexist or anything like that. But I think it's just fact that as you get older, you would hope that you have some people around you who like you for more than just what you look like, because at that point you are not at your peak of whatever, and so you would hope that you have a good personality about you that will attract other people to you, right? I mean, at least that's what I would be thinking. I would be thinking that you would have other people around, you attract other people around you, and they come around, hey, but again, I don't know Vivica at all. All I know is what I've seen from her when she's been on the Coffee with the Queen show that's on BET, and various other things. I mean, hell, don't forget that time when she was hawking, what was it, Car Shield warranty service scam shit. she was hawking that for a second too, but most recently she was on Coffee with the Queens, and just about any time, especially during COVID, and when everybody was sitting at the crib, and anything that was Kevin Samuels related, she was just always had like her mouth turned up and looking all weird. It was just bad form. And I just think, like, as a man, like, even if you don't agree with what Kevin Samuels had to say, you still have to look at, well, how is she speaking to this thing that she doesn't like? Like, there's a way to speak to something that you don't like without the nastiness that seemed to come across from her, or even celebration when Kevin Samuels passed away. I mean, like, there are other guys who are looking out there and be like, man, like, this is like, what kind of person are you? You're celebrating somebody. I'm sure you didn't get along with him, but you're actually celebrating. Like, you're sitting here almost spitting on this man's, like, that's really what you're doing? And you're looking for a partner. What kind of partner do you want to be with that's going to accept that? And sure, you could be like, well, no, that's how I treated them. But it usually always comes back. Like, I used to look at, when I, in my younger days, before I was married, I would look at women I was potentially thinking of dating, and I, asked them about their exes, and be like, one of my favorite questions was, what's the craziest thing you've ever done to your ex or to your man or something like that? And I hear all these crazy off the wall stories and kill, and it's not because I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I'm going to do some bad stuff. I'd ask, okay, well, what did they do? Because, sometimes people do weird things. I'm not saying that it's always warranted to go off the handle, but sometimes, you can almost justify it. But I'll say with some of these people, a lot of the stories, like, the guys hardly did anything to warrant the crazy. And so to me, in some of those instances, and so to me, I'd say, okay, well, this is how I'm going to avoid crazy in this way. I'm not saying I was 100%, but I'm just saying as best you can, you try to avoid crazy. However, let me ask y'all, what, for any guys that's watching, any guys that check this out, what is your method to avoid crazy in your dating life? I mean, I'm obviously out of the pool, but I'm just asking, like, when you're out there in the streets, what is your go-to method to avoid crazy? I'd love to know. Anyway, getting back to Vivica though. So, but yeah, like I said, I just think that she came across kind of nasty, and I like, and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So when she was on Coffee with the Queens, she said this.
This man was a hypocrite, in my honest opinion. He really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted
African American women on a consistent basis.
He didn't.
One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good and disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, you know, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, you know, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality.
Just, I mean, look at that face. See what I'm saying? Look at that face. Look at that right there. See what I'm saying? What? Again, even if the guy is like, hey, I know that I'm not Kevin Samuels, however, comma, space, what is this? I don't want to, you want to deal with it? Like this face right here, this is what you want to, and if that's your bag, hey, be down. Go ahead, do your thing, and I hope you can afford her because apparently she wants to shop. But if this isn't your cup of tea, then I would say you're like most people or like most men who would be like, well, yeah, there's a level of assuredness here that to me comes across in this face of hers that you just don't find in her earlier interview when she was talking to Hoda. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a level of humility. Oh guys, I'm looking for a partner. I'm looking for someone who I can go shopping with and you know who you know, I'm looking for sparks. First of all, you're looking for sparks at 59? You probably need to be looking for somebody who can say clap on, clap off. That's probably what you need. You need somebody to spark the lights on, spark the light off, and go to bed and go ahead and get yourself that 99-cent discount at Denny's they got when you go with the coupon. Anyway, but I'm just saying. So then getting back to it, this is how she is. This is kind of how she is, and this is how she acts. And again, to me, this is the way she's acting right here is no different than how she is on her in movies, in movies and TV shows and all that like that. She's always the same character to me. This is my humble opinion, and the views and expressions expressed by your boy 7 at the Blackman Show are purely those of the host and the show and YouTube and its affiliates are not responsible for the things that I say. Okay, now that we got that out the way. But yeah, I just feel like, or I just think that, this isn't a face that anybody would want to be like, yeah, I'm rolling with that because when I'm down or when I do something wrong or when I mess up, this is the face that I'm gonna get. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing.
Rest in peace.
The nerve of you, anyway. The nerve of you N-words. But yeah, but you know that's not to be not to be outdone. Kevin Samuels from the grave did have some things to say, and I thought, and to be quite honest, I think he made some cogent points, not just about Vivica Fox, but about women in her situation, because I'm sure she represents a number of women in a certain demographic who also are looking for love and who are looking for, looking for that right guy. But unfortunately, I think a lot of those women are in the same pool that a lot of younger women are in. When you are all looking for a very small pool of men who now have a very broad pool of women to choose from. So there is that you have to kind of wade through. But again, not to be outdone, Kevin Samuels actually said some things that were cogent, so I figured it was good to add his 2 cents. Shut up, Vivica Fox. I ain't gonna lie, that's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. Let's start again. Shut up, Vivica Fox. Yes. I'm about tired of seeing your twisted up mouth everywhere. Every time you come on camera, your face is twisted up. Didn't I say that?
We get it. You're a smart, sassy, strong black woman. Do you have another gear? Do you have another character? You've been playing the same character for the last 30 years. We get it. 50 Cent, and Curtis Jackson responded and said, man, my ex-lover still want me. 17 years ago, we was together for 4 months, and she's still mad. My Badoom Doom must be better than I thought. Kudos to you, 50 Cent, for smiling through it. I mean, have you guys looked at the way Vivica looks these days? Every time you see her, it looks like she done sucked on a bag of lemons. Now, I remember back in the 90s when Vivica was hot. Fine. But Vivica, but so many women like Vivica A. Fox fall into a broadcast where I said, women have already met their guy, and they blew it. I mean, think about when you see Fox Soul, Vivica Fox, Claudia Johnson, and y'all feeling me, and Lisa Ray. Don't y'all see a bunch of old women and be like, y'all are 40 and 50 years old. Y'all should have been somebody's grandma by now. Shut up, Vivica.
Anyway, so I thought that was interesting. I thought it was interesting to take a look at what your boy Kevin Samuels had to say in response to Vivica. But all in all, I will say I think it really comes down to what she's willing to accept, because she, and she's saying, "Oh, I'm willing to take all ethnicities. Oh, yeah, I'll take them all." It sounded like Ebony K. Williams when she was talking to Ian Levan Zant. In that viral video that with her talking about the bus drivers, So, I mean, sorry about that. Do this real quick. I've got too many things going on. But yeah, so I mean, you're saying and putting it out there and saying, you'll take all ethnicities, you'll take whatever and all that stuff. How does that make them feel special? Seriously, like I know you want to feel special. Like the woman wants to feel special, right? Yeah, sure, absolutely. We guys like to feel special too, and no guy wants to feel like you were just like, hey, any red, blue, green, purple, any color, black, whatever. I picked the color. Hey, I picked the color. Hey, I got a red one this time. Nice. You down? No? Okay, cool. Yellow? All right, cool. Like, so now I get what she's saying. She's like, she's saying she's desperate. I think that, to me, that's saying, hey, I'm desperate. Cause I've broadened my horizons. Cause you ain't looking for I'm sure you ain't looking for no white dude who's a thug. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you ain't looking for no Asian dude who's a thug. You know what I'm saying? So when you're saying you've broadened your horizons, you're to me saying that, oh, I've changed my what I'm willing to accept. So I'll say, if you are saying that, if you are true to that fact that you are willing to change or alter what you are willing to accept, then why not take somebody who doesn't make that much, or who doesn't make as much as you? And I ain't starting to put my head into the ring. Again, I'm married. I want no parts of Vivica. I want no parts of Stay Puft Vivica. I like 90s Vivica. You can keep new Vivica. I like old Vivica. I like natural hair Vivica, not that hair Vivica. I don't know about. I don't know about with extra body parts. No. And again, this is all from afar, looking from afar. I had some weird likes back in the day. I remember I was talking with somebody at work. We had these goofy get to know you type questions, and they were like, who was your crush as a kid, and what do you think of him now, something like that. And I was just like, man, the crush that I had, I'm like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? But so all that to say, I guess just like Vivica, my horizons have changed as I got older. But anyway, so that's all I wanted to say. But I to be quite honest though, I do wish her well. I do wish her success in her quest for love. But I just don't think she's going to find what she's looking for, because I think she's not being realistic about who she is, what she is, and what she has to offer someone at this stage. Because she hasn't said, again, when she rattled off her little thing of what she's looking for, I mean, and I get it, because lady did say what you're looking for, but guys want to know what you want to offer, especially at that age, because more than likely she's going to want someone older than her, or maybe she wants somebody younger than her. And if she wants somebody younger than her, is he going to have the patience to deal with her mouth? Because more than likely he can get somebody better. You know what I'm saying? There are several dynamics that you have to deal or think about when dealing with somebody who's younger than you, older than you, makes less than you, makes more than you. There are different dynamics, different social dynamics, different positional dynamics that you have to think about. I mean, like, so those are things that I don't think Vivica is currently considering in her dating quest, if I'm being honest. So, but you guys let me know what you think about what Vivica got to say, or what Vivica's about what Vivica's been up to and all that good stuff. But yeah. So I'd love to hear what y'all got to say. But now I want to get into the real meat of the evening, and that is this. Let me pull it up. Where it's at? Hold on. Where it's at? Sean. Let me see. You saw the thumbnail, you know the title and all that good humming. You seen what your boy had up there. So I had the one and only presidential candidate for presumptive nominee for the GOP of 2024, former president of 2016, Donald J. Trump. And I'm going to call him Trump this entire time because I know how much people hate it. But so I put out a show, like I said, yesterday talking about his, how the jury was deliberating on Wednesday and they would coming back Thursday. And I didn't think they would come back with a whole decision and conviction already. And so honestly, that's what happened. So your boy Donald J. Trump has been found guilty on all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, and I am in actual shock. This is my shock face. Yeah, this is my shock face. You saw it? I'm shocked. So now this is the first ever conviction of a former or future president, I guess you could say. But what happened was the dude was inflating his business records, and I mean, it's the stupidest thing. Like he was in inflating his business records. Let me get it right. He was inflating the business value when he needed a loan, but decreasing his business value when he was paying his taxes. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Just from my experience as an accountant and my little education, because I have a degree in it and all that stuff. I mean, that's illegal AF. You can do it, and people do it all the time. And I did work for the IRS as well. If you get caught doing that, you're supposed to go, to the clink. I mean, that's generally what's supposed to happen. It's pretty quick and swift because, they don't play when it comes to their money. However, it's just a little different when your name is Trump. So God bless him, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll just leave it like that because we know. I think we know. I hope we can all agree that we know that we all would be treated much differently if we did the same thing, right? Can we agree to that? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave it at that. But hopefully we can agree that yes, we would all be treated differently if we was out there falsifying our business records and just saying, hey, just we gonna sit here and act like we got something going on over here. Got some money. When it's tax time, because look at how great we are and how well we pay our bills and all that good stuff. And now you give us a loan for $10 million or some goofy shit. Okay, cool. Then when it's time to pay taxes, oh man, ain't got no bread, man. Oh, I was on the brink of filing bankruptcy for real, man. Whew, it's a good thing y'all reminded me, because it was getting tight. It was getting real tight. So yeah, but I hope you'll accept this little bit here for my taxes. You know what I'm saying? So that is all illegal. But again, we can't do it, and we know we can't do it. But people like Trump do it all the time. Now he's supposed to be getting sentenced on July 11th, where he can face, I think, 4 years he can face 4 years for every conviction, but that's capped at, so that would sound like, oh snap, was it 33? Was it 136? Yeah, that would be 136 years, but it's capped at 20 years. So it's capped. so he's not going in. It's going to be capped, and so he'd be in state prison or whatever. And so he's likely going to appeal. So, and that in itself could delay the sentencing. So, I just think that's, if I would be, yeah, I don't think I'd be out of pocket too much if I said that that's basically his business model at this point. Appeal, deny. I'm a victim. Now, but for you all know, just so you all know, he can still run for president, because, so even as a convicted felon, he can still run for president. Crazy, because our U.S. Constitution, for those of you all who actually pay attention to the laws and rules of this land, the Constitution only has, I'm pretty sure it's only like 3 qualifications, and it's like you got to be over 35, a naturalized citizen, and living in the United States for 14 years, be a resident of the United States for 14 years. And I don't even think that 14 years is consecutive. I don't think it even says that, if memory serves. So yeah. But yeah, so there's that. We run the risk, or we could very well have a convicted felon as our next president. You know what I'm saying? So just for you kids, if you ever are doing some trivia, felonies have zero to do with your ability to run for president. Now that he's been convicted, though, what has been accomplished? I'll say not much. In my opinion, not much, because everybody already knew his crimes. He's got these Drake-like stands that still have no problem with everything that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's just like Drake's people don't care about him potentially being a PDF file. PDF file. You know how PDF file. So just like Drake's people don't care about those tendencies. Everything Trump said was true too, when he was like, I could go in the middle of Madison Square Garden, shoot somebody in broad daylight and nobody care. Like, that's almost true. I don't know if he wants to test that out, but hell, he did incite a full riot. so at least we got that, you know what I'm saying? But now, like I said, everybody knew about his crimes, but he may not be able to. Oh, that's right. So he may not be able to vote. He may not be able to vote in Florida, because that's where he's a resident. And that kind of depends on how everything plays out, because in Florida, I believe Florida has a felon ban that says something like, if you're a felon, you have to serve all your time and pay all your penalties or whatever, like that, before you can vote. And that's for out-of-state felons as well. So with him being convicted in New York, he'll still have to complete his sentencing before he can vote in Florida. But with New York making it easier for felons to vote, he can. It may not necessarily be the case because what was it? Because he could change residences, one, or Florida does defer to other states' laws when it comes to out-of-state felons. So depending on what New York says, he may still be able to vote. And in New York, they actually just made it easier for felons to vote because or as long as you have your time served. So even if you have like parole time or something like that still on your record, you can still vote if you're a felon in New York. So again, just because he's convicted doesn't necessarily mean that he won't be able to vote. You know what I'm saying? To me, this just shows how far you can go if people like you and you make them believe that you have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because let's be real. The dude got 3 other cases that's still pending. He's got the federal election subversion case. He's got the classified documents case. And then he's got the Georgia election interference case that I've been reporting on for the longest with Fani Willis. So with the federal election subversion case, it's on hold currently because the Supreme Court is trying to decide if his claims of presidential immunity are valid. So he was basically saying that he wanted to, or he feels that because he was a president, certain things that he did as a president should be excluded from being prosecuted because of the position that he held at said time. So that's basically it for that. Then as far as the classified documents case, that's been indefinitely postponed. Apparently, they got too many issues or whatever that still need to sort out before the trial can even begin. And then with the Georgia election, they still trying to disqualify Fani Willis through their appeals and all that stuff. So he still has these other trials that are pending on top of this. So again, what does this conviction really mean? In the grand scheme of things, what does this mean? I don't know. Because and this kind of goes back to what I was saying in the show just yesterday. Why I don't like reporting on Trump. Because, Donald J. Trump. So the reason I don't like reporting on Trump is because it's like we know sure, the thing has happened to him. Oh, no, he's guilty now. Oh, is he disqualified from being able to run for president? No. Can he be removed from certain states' voter rolls as a result of it? No. You know, what did that really do? Now I get it in the court of public opinion. It may have changed some people's ideas and ideals of what their president or what the person they're going to vote for should be and all that good stuff. Maybe. But then again, like I said, he does have his Drake stands out there that don't give a damn about nothing that's going on. They just want to get back to the Winter Will Smith version of you and hope that you'll bring out the hits. You know what I'm saying? That's all they care about. Keep churning out the hits. They don't care how many Millie Bobby Browns that you've been rubbing on. You know what I'm saying? Or allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So that's how Trump's people are. Trump. I'm sorry. I keep mispronouncing his name. His name is Trump. I'm sorry. But So I'll kind of break this down and ask you all a couple questions, right? Do you think he will actually get sentenced? So come, July 11th, when he's supposed to go to court and all that. Let's say whatever appeals that he puts through don't go through, which again is in itself a weird game because he always does the appeals. The courts don't have to allow the appeals. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to allow the appeals, but they allow them any damn way. And so that allows him to postpone and slow down things. And that's why there's so many, again, he's just allowed to get away with so much that us regular people on the sideline are looking like there's no freaking way. There's no freaking way that I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's people out there who are gotta be saying it like there's absolutely no way that I could do that. But yet here's this guy currently doing it. No problem. And it's stuff like that that just makes us lose faith in the system that we're supposed to be active members of. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, going back to what I was saying, sorry, and I apologize. I may digress and go off on to some tangents. So if I go to some tangents, y'all just, hey, pull your boy back in. Best you can, try to pull your boy back in. But yeah. So, like I said, the man can appeal till the cows come home. So with that, do we think he'll get an appeal? But again, appeals aside, do you think he'll get sentenced? Do you think he'll actually serve any time? Do you think a former president in the United States, let me get this together, a white former president in the United States, do you think that he will serve any time? Let's just put that right there and just and set it into the ether and see where that goes. Because honestly, I don't see it happening. I honestly don't see it happening. Now, there was an NPR poll that was out where before the conviction came down, they were asking, random voters, and I can't remember how many people responded, but they were asking people what their what would happen if a conviction came down for Trump, right? And 2/3, and this is for Republicans, right? They asked Republicans, will your vote change if Trump is convicted of a felony, of a felony? He's got 34. Anyway, they said, will your vote change? Do you understand that 2/3 of these people said, absolutely not. My vote will not change. Absolutely not. And and when they asked Democrats, their votes, they were less likely, you know what I'm saying? And the independents were the ones who were saying that they already knew who they were going to vote for, but they didn't specify who. But I think, to be quite honest, it might be a good idea to keep an eye on the independents because they are going to be the ones to sway or to dictate, I think, what happens with the vote. Because that 1/3, and I'm not saying 1/3 were independents, but I'm saying, but if of those 1/3, some of them are independents or a good deal of them are independent, they could very well be quite impactful to the overall GOP vote. So, but like I said, so with that said though, if you were going to vote for Donald J. Trump, does this change your vote? Does having a convicted felon for a presidential nominee change things for you at all? Or are you in that party that's like, oh man, no. We knew it was all a farce to begin with. So if it was all a farce, then anything that came down was gonna be some BS. And so all of this stuff come with an asterisk, man. When you think about it, like are you one of those types of people, or are you just like, nah, this man got a felony. I'm out the race. Again, these are just for the people that were gonna vote for him anyway. So if you wasn't even gonna vote for him, I ain't talking to you. Not right now, but keep watching. Keep going. So, but I'll also ask you this. In a time when most people don't even trust the judicial system, how do you think that this will affect it? You know what I'm saying? Because, you got to believe that he's going to be challenging the conviction up until and including the election. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be challenging the conviction the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So what what will that do to everyday Americans who already don't trust it? You know what I'm saying? Will that embolden them? Will it embolden him? You know what I'm saying? Will it make people further feel like, well, I mean, again, like if you're already kind of in that camp, are you going to be like, well, man, even the former president can't get a fair shake. So what chance do I have? You know what I'm saying? Does that give that sort of mentality to you, or are you cool with everything that's going on because you know right is right, wrong is wrong, and you're feeling like, hey, at least law prevailed for once. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know your thoughts on this one. Sorry. But I say, like, we're living at a time where politicians are doing like these underhanded or under the table deals, under the table drug deals and all this stuff. They're doing illegal insider information. They got networks to get shit done. And to a degree, I can say I understand that, because if I'm a newbie and I don't know anybody in Washington, like literally nobody in Washington, I may find it quite difficult to get things done, even within my own party, because people may not know if they can trust me. And trust, that can be different ways. It might be some P. Diddy type trust, or it might be some, can I trust you with these military or vital country secrets type trust. You know what I'm saying? So something along those lines. So either way, they don't know me. So in that sense, I can understand having certain networks and certain things that are kind of like the way of Washington. But at the same time, I don't think that should be the way of all things. That it should be understand that certain things have to be done to happen, but it shouldn't be for all situations. And I think we're to a point where now everything is always like, yeah, I know you're gonna help me out, or you say you're gonna vote on this, but yeah, what are you gonna give for me on the back end? It's almost everything seems like that. I don't know for sure because I'm not in Washington, but that's just how things seem. You know what I'm saying? And I'm reminded of George Carlin, who actually said that something along the lines of like, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have these networks, it ultimately creates an us for them type of scenario. Because once again, we know that we can't get away with certain things. We'll be charged with racketeering. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a RICO charge, I'm sorry, if we do some of the things that politicians do on the regular. Seriously. So there's that sort of risk that we run when this sort of conviction comes down, or because that's the mentality that could take place. I mean, now at the same time, we probably got like Democrats going around, and they can walk around with a feather in their cap, feeling like nobody is above the law. Democracy is saved. But when you think about somebody like Nancy Pelosi being the biggest example of insider trading in history that I know of, while everybody looks the other way, you might begin to think maybe a little differently. But at the same time, the GOP is supposed to be the law and order party, right? So how do you reconcile of the 2/3 people who say that they are unmoved and going to vote for Trump regardless? How do you? What's good? What's good, Marcus? Good to see you. Good to see you. Sorry. But how do you reconcile voting for him knowing that he was breaking the law? He was breaking the freaking law. I don't care. Like, I don't care. To me, I'm one of those people that's like, if the person has broken the law, if they are breaking the law, then they need to, and they get caught breaking the law, because sometimes people don't get caught, but they get caught breaking the law, then they need to suffer the penalty of what that is. They need to suffer the same penalty that anybody would get, because that's how you make sure that everybody understands the rule of law. That's how everybody understands that the law works. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't say that the law works, if we're saying that the law works for some people but not others, then how much faith are the people who are getting screwed over by it gonna feel or how much faith in it are people going to have when they see that there are other people doing the same stuff and not getting those same penalties? Do you get what I'm saying? So, and mind you, this is for stuff that goes back 10 years. You dig? This stuff goes back to stuff that was happening 10 years ago. Not political stuff, not campaign stuff. This is from stuff that happened 10 years ago when nobody else was even trying to prosecute this man. And that in itself goes back to what I was saying about that's what happens when people like you and they think you have money. Because this could have been handled then. All this stuff could have been handled back then. You know what I mean? And let me ask y'all this. What do you think would have happened had he not won? What would have happened had he not gotten the conviction? You know what I'm saying? Would MAGA be on fire? Were they talking about, oh, yeah, justified. They tried to bring him into the Democratic courts and he still prevailed. Like you know what I'm saying? Would they be losing their damn mind or something like that? Personally, I don't know. I think it does still hold a little bit of shred. It holds a little bit of a little shred of rule. Let me get what I'm trying to say. I'm happy that there's a little shred of strength left in the rule of law. There we go. But at the end of the day, the system is still imperfect. Because again, there's the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. There are the people like that who are still actively benefiting from illegal insider information. It's common knowledge. Like, it's not like, oh, did you hear? It's not. There's a whole website dedicated to watching Nancy Pelosi stock trades so that way you can benefit just like her. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how it is. So somebody's breaking the law. We know that they're breaking the law, but we're not going to say anything or do anything about it because they're on the side that we like. I thought this was about what's right, not about the people we like. So that's I don't know. That's what kind of comes to mind as I'm thinking about this whole thing, you know. And I have to say, you have to think about this from the perspective of, oh, I'm about to knock a light down, Lord. You have to think of this from a perspective of your boy Biden, right? So what if he what can you imagine what think of the precedent of losing to a felon. You're an incumbent and you're going to lose to a felon. And I'm not saying that that's going to be the case because, you know, who knows? I don't like either one of them. That's the God's honest truth. I cannot stand either one of them. But those are the two parties that have been pressed upon us. So that those are the choices. But I don't know. What does that say? What would that say if your boy Biden didn't even, oh man, if he loses to somebody who's a felon, who got all this stuff going on with him anyway. Oh man. Come on, man. And here's another thing that comes to mind. Like, we're in the victimization for clout era, right? So with your boy Trump being a martyr, I think that again is part of his brand strategy. I think regardless of what happens or what would have happened in court, he would have tried to find a way to make himself either a super victor or a super martyr. Either way, he's super. He's super, whatever he is. So now he gets to be a martyr and talk about how the system is bad. And, you know, because if you think about it, like initially he would talk, that's what he said. He would say, look at how bad things are. I alone can fix it. Remember, he said that. I think he said that during his inauguration speech. But he was like, oh no. I think that was his last stump speech before the election. That's what it was. But he said everything's bad. And then even in his inauguration speech, he was like, and still, thank you. Country's bad. This is bad. Infrastructure's bad. He did that. He ran down the list. All these things are bad, right? And now years later, it's look at what they're doing to me. If they do it to me, folks, they'll do it to you. They're after you. I'm just in the way. You know what I'm saying? So, like, again, he has to make himself the martyr to make it seem like he's our savior. He's our everything. Especially at a time when I've heard it said. Now, mind you, your boy is not religious, but I do find this interesting. I heard it said that in a time when people don't have God, they create they create them, and we're looking at a time where in America where people are the least religious than in any time in history, and it just so happens that the cult of Trump is still going strong. Felonies be damned. You know what I'm saying? So it's just interesting when you look at the grand scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. But I will say, let me ask you this. Regardless, because I said that I'd be asking all kinds of questions. Man said patty rollers to this day. I'm not sure what that word means, but thank you for joining the broadcast, CD broadcasting. But I'm gonna ask you this question: regardless of political affiliation, right? Republican, Democrat, whoever. If it's your person, if it's the person you like, if it's Obama, right? Let's say the king of all Democrats. If it's King Obama. Or king of Republicans, Reagan. If it's Reagan or Obama, those are your people, or I don't know who the king of libertarians would be, whoever you like. Pick a Koch brother, I don't know. So if the nominee of your choice is also a felon, right? Would you be willing to vote a felon into the White House? Like, would the fact that they're a felon dissuade your vote, or would your yin to be right supersede that? I like to question the selfishness of America's citizenry. Citizenry. So if I'll let your boy give me some information. I don't appreciate the solemnity I'm receiving at this current moment, but it's all good. But yeah, like, because there have been people who have been convicted of crimes and still run for office. Like, I'm thinking of Italy's Berlusconi. Yeah, look up Berlusconi and the Bunga Bunga parties. Look those up. That's some entertaining reading right there. But yeah, you gotta find a way to use a straw that don't seem weird. You gotta be like, no homo. Every time you use some shit. I don't know, people are weird. But yeah, I mean, like, so that comes to mind. Or Israel's Netanyahu. I mean, hell, he's been convicted of crimes. But if it comes down to it, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if your boy Drumpf instead of comparing himself to those types, if he instead compares himself to a man like Nelson Mandela, a man of my own heart, a political war criminal who also has been selected by the people to serve in the name of the people. Like I could tell me you can see that. Tell me you can see that. He's not gonna be like, he's not gonna come in and be on some whatever like that. He's gonna do that and try to try to sway the black vote. He's gonna be like, I'm a man like Nelson Mandela. I'm convicted, but a criminal of the government. However, I am a man of the people, and I'm the only man that should lead you to the promised land. You know, whatever. It's weird, but there's no floor for this man. There's no floor. So when you be like, how low can you get? He has no floor. This man has no floor. I said it in yesterday's broadcast. He is a clown. He's a justified, sanctioned, codified clown. We allow this. We allow him to be a clown so we can look at him and put all of our issues on and say, man, either I wish I could get away with crimes like him, or, man, why does he get away with crimes that I know I can't? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the focal point. I think I promise you, I feel that there's a certain intentional feel to his presence or his existence outside of a prison cell. I think there is an intentional nature to the fact that he's not cellmates with somebody named Bubba. I seriously think that, you know what I'm saying? But so I'll just leave that with the good people. Man, I got these. Anyway, don't worry about it. But I'll leave that with the good people. And I'll just lastly say, in a time when capitalism, the salacious, whatever that can be, and victimization are all basically riding on the same bus, how do people who are actually virtuous thrive? Like, they sitting there trying to get on the bus, and the salacious, capitalism, and victimization are basically owning the bus. How do the virtuous thrive? That's the question. Because I just kind of feel like we're in a point where we're going off of cliff. You know, I'm not saying that, I'll say we're approaching a cliff. We're not going off of it. We're approaching it. And I'm not sure what it is we're expected to do once we get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But seriously, let me know your thoughts in the comments. But all in all, Drumpf got convicted. He's had this. He's got 34 felonies. He could go to prison for up to 20 years. So what? He can still run for president. That's the thing. And to be quite honest, do we think Judge Merchant is going to actually give him a sentence of 20 years? Do you? Do you think he'll going back to your first question, do you think he will serve a lick of time? I would love to know your thoughts in those comments. But I got faith in this country. I promise. I do think that it owes a hell of a lot of money. I won't say money. It just owes a hell of a lot to its Black American citizenry. But that is a topic for another day. All in all, I believe in this country. I believe in the American people to the most part. And but I know we do a lot of things psychologically because we like to sound like we're the what's the word? We're the oh gosh, what is it? We like to sound like we're the cool one that's saying the cool thing, or look, I'm the rebel. We like to do that. But when you got nothing but rebels, then you've just got a cult. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it feels, and that's kind of how it seems. But I don't know. like I said, all in all, this conviction that Trump has put down, I don't think it means anything. I don't think it holds any real weight. I don't think it's going to move the needle at all. Let's see. We got a couple comments. I'm sorry. Gonna check out the comments real quick before we call this. It's just another reason for Trump to go away. CD Broadcasting says, doubt it. Darius Black says, it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't serve 20 seconds, but let justice be served. And I feel exactly the same way, Darius. Like, listen, I'm right there in the same boat with you, brother, because if we are looking at things from the grand scheme, again, he's been committing crimes. And no one has decided to lift a finger to any of this effort. You know what I'm saying? We're just to the point where we're talking about some stuff that happened 10 years ago when his wife was, 10 years ago, which also relates back to some other stuff that happened back in 2005 when his wife was having, his son Barron. His wife was having son Barron while Trump was having an affair with a porno star. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he lied about it. Lied about the payment that he made to the chick to keep her quiet. So it's just, and again, if any of us were doing that sort of stuff, you see what I'm saying? So that's why it's just like, that's why there's a part of me, it just looks at this from so many different angles, and because I can understand the GOP side of people being like the ones of law and order. You're law and order. How can you support somebody who's breaking the law? Period. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you want to be right. So which is right? Which is more important, the law or wanting to be right? Because when you get somebody like Trump, you can't do both. You can't. So I don't know. I'll just leave it out there for you all to answer some questions. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in those comments. I will. I know I've said it before and I didn't, but I will take this one and I'll chop it up so that way I can put out just this portion or put out each portion separately so that way you can have a different conversation and all that stuff about what's going on, about what we talked about here in this little exercise. But if you guys dig what your boy is doing, again, I appreciate you all for checking me out. This is our 100th video. I won't say 100th episode. This is my 100th video on YouTube, and I'm kind of happy and proud about that. So, hey, I appreciate that. Make sure you put those 100s down in those comments. This has been your boy 7. Check out our merch on at theblackmanshow.com. If you want to reach out to your boy, hit me up on all the socials at Show the Blackman. You can follow me on on my Facebook group or my Facebook page, both of them called The Blackman Show. Or if you want to reach me straight or directly, you can send me an email at tbs@theblackmanshow.com. That's about all I've got going on for this weekend. It's Friday night. I still ain't ate nothing. Thankfully, I got my workout in, but I'm famished. I've been sitting here drinking. You see, it's not even halfway gone. So I've got some work cut out for myself, and I ain't no quitter. So we'll go ahead and get it in. I appreciate you, Fatima. Thank you. Thank you for the hundreds. All y'all rolling with your boy, rolling with the Blackman Show to this point. I appreciate you. Any new people, man, make sure you hit the like, hit the comment. Hit the like, drop a comment, subscribe, share this with your people, hit the notification bell, all this. I know I'm giving you a lot of directives, but hey, at the end of the day, you only got to do it once. That's it. So, but with that said, this has been your boy 7. I'm going to go ahead and go hang out with my wife. Peace. And I'm out.